of sexual assault. There is a gunshot sound effect in the show, and there is the use of strobe lights. That is the first half. Now, thank yous. Thank you so much to our Indiegogo supporters and all of our donors from LA and here who have made us be able to bring the show from LA to New York. So grateful for you. Grateful for our producers, Brad Kaz, Carrie Inc., who's over there. Thank you, Carrie. Our executive producers, George Ryder, Eileen Ryder, and Mark Ruffalo. Thank you so much. And that is, and the tank. We have to thank the tank. Yes, of course. If you are interested in putting up a show at the tank, go to the tank's website, tanknyc.org. You can follow the tank at tanknyc on Instagram. And finally, anecdote. So I worked with Tim. I met Tim in Los Angeles some years ago. Tim mentioned he wanted to bring the show to LA, and I found the script in my inbox, and immediately I was confused, I was disturbed, and totally elated, and I knew I had to be the one to produce the show, to bring it to New York, to introduce New York to the demented and hilarious mind of Tim McNeil. So take a breath, lean forward, and prepare yourself to experience Blanche in the Asylum.
I can reveal secrets to you. Oh, yes, I can. I can unveil the truth of your soul. Would you like that? No. Your father would not be angry with you. He would be happy for you. That the secrets of manhood could be revealed to you in such a clear and concise way, such a gentle way. I can show you what your sexual purpose is. I can show you what love is. I can show you what love is. I can show you the glorious rainbow of a life led in love. I can give that to you because I love completely. Without question. Love me. Love me. We can start with the exploration of our bodies, our souls, the rainbow of our souls. Oh, hello. Yes, I was just talking to a boy I knew. No, sometimes I have visitors. Gentlemen callers. No, not gentlemen callers. Blanche, you lost the thread again. I shut my eyes, and all the world drops dead. I dreamed that you bewitched me into bed, sung me moonstruck, kissed me quite insane. I think I made you up inside my head. Sylvia Plath. Oh, yeah. Sylvia Plath always understood, and she may have died for it. What did she understand, you may ask? Do you care? I mean, do you really care what Sylvia knew? Sylvia Plath always understood that delicious intersection between death and desire. That bed where death and desire mingle, that magnificent king-size bed where a person, say you, or or me, yes, old and sad me can walk along the knife's edge of death while experiencing the pleasure that makes life bearable for a single fleeting moment. Let me ask you a question. Do you put Parmesan cheese on your spaghetti and meatball? Huh? I do. I'm sure you do. So why, let me ask you, would you not just sprinkle a little death on your desire? It seems simple enough to me. But people get scared.
We've had this date with each other from the beginning.
Oh. Yes. Oh. Oh. Burgers, and crinkle fries. The cafeteria is about 20 feet away from my accommodations here. The food here is absolutely unbearable. Except on Tuesdays. Tacos. But the powers that be are canceling Taco Tuesday because Miss Bootsy started a fight in the cafeteria over the last taco. That's how good they are. A 72-year-old woman just punched a 38-year-old woman right in the nose over one of those tacos. And while the fight was going on, I could not come to young Carla's aid because I could not drag myself away from my taco. Ooh, she was howling in pain. Oh, God. Blood covered her upper lip, flowing down into her mouth like water into a gutter with leaves and things. So she has the most sensuous lips as an aside. Carla. But howling in pain. And Miss Bootsy over in the corner eating the last taco on her haunches like a chimp eating the last banana. And caring and thoughtful me. I could not be dragged away from my taco. It's fascinating how our empathy can be just ripped away by a well-crafted taco. Sometimes when I come close to finishing one of those tacos, the question rises up in me, what now? And then a tsunami of despair rises, an urge to find a way out. All brought on by the end of a taco. My sister is coming for a visit today, Stella. I have been in this asylum, the Louisiana home for the insane, for over 35 years. Stella visits me once a week. I think it's because she feels guilty about what happened. Let's not talk about that. But what shall we talk about? That I need to go to the salon. Yeah. I used to be quite fetching. Am I still? I write poetry. I do, even in this dreadful place. Well, it's not all that dreadful, but I write poetry. You know what? I should put quotes around the word poetry. I want to believe in my poetry, but I just can't. Yeah, no, just give it back. But I just can't. In my youth, I thought I had the makings of a poet. I really did. But there's that remarkable piece in great poets that is missing in me. And I'm not just talking about intelligence. No. Oh, yes, I could have been a better poet if I had been smarter, deeper, I suppose, more metaphoric in nature, less hateful to myself. I have a deep strain of self-hatred that is ever present. I write confessional poetry. It is a genre that demands talent and depth, or else it's just navel gazing. That's kind of what I do. I gaze at my navel, certainly not like Sylvia fucking Plath, blazing across the sky of the world. No. My poetry is an affront to all poets, the hardest of all professions, because that remarkable piece is missing in me. Also because I'm, crazy. Whatever. But it was a dream of mine, it certainly was. My dead husband, Alan, he wrote beautiful poetry, which I used to have, but now my sister is guarding for me. My sister's husband tried to throw the poems out when he was cleaning out the garage. My executioner. No, he didn't want to kill me. He wasn't a murderer, for God's sake. No, he was just, your garden variety rapist, a common rapist. I say that to give him no credit whatsoever, because my sister's husband always had to be the best in everything he did. He has that peculiar characteristic that some Americans have, which is there's no point in doing anything unless you win. And how you get there matters not in the least. But I think he wanted to impress me more than he wanted to destroy me. I could see it in his eyes. Yes. She likes it. I'm the best damn rapist that has ever been. I think he wanted to pull me down to his level. No, that's not accurate. I think he wanted to rise up to mine. No, I don't know what it was, but you see, my sister's husband did not know me. No, he did not. He thought I was a lady, an aristocrat, that I was literary and snobbish. Well, that's true. I can be a bit of a snob. And I like to talk to people about things that interested me, which were not the merits of a V8 engine or the way this woman or that woman sounded when I stuck my enormous penis in them. No. Forgetting his deep misogyny for a moment, perhaps he hated me because we had different interests and different passions. For instance, I like to take long, hot soaks in a tub while reading poetry. It is a passion of mine, one in which I cannot partake in here at the Louisiana Home for the Nutty. Only showers here with other residents. Communal showering is what they call it. I call it Dante's 10th level of hell. I like to tell stories that mix truth with fiction, like all of us. Embellishing is something that I think is one of the joys of life, but most people won't admit to it. Perhaps he hated me because I was penniless. That's true. I was poor as a church mouse. But mostly I think he hated me because I interfered with his need to sex my sister and for my sister to sex him. And I didn't mean to do that. I just had no place to go when they got all heated up, you know? I mean, that's not entirely true. I could have gone to the bowling alley. Can you imagine me in a bowling alley? For God's sake. Or Duchesne's around the corner. I could have gone to Duchesne's. Why didn't I? Why didn't I go someplace? Perhaps I didn't want my sister to experience that kind of mad pleasure without me. Oh, God. You see, when I say such things as that, I am convinced of my suitability for this place. You know, the difference between the denizens of this place and you people out there is the absolute terrible chaos of thoughts of the people here compared to y'all in all your respectability. And that terrible chaos that can lead a perfectly sane person like yours truly to desire to end it all. Yes. Back to chaos. Where you live, if you see a person hitting their head with their fist like so, you would think that person is absolutely out of their mind. But that is an everyday occurrence here in these hallowed halls where the greatest mad women in Louisiana have wandered. I do not include myself in that group because I'm not the best at anything, particularly being insane. Although I am quite good at self-sabotage. I'm quite brilliant at that. Perhaps the best that has ever been, you know. Is there somebody I'm longing to see? I hope that he comes back to me. Someone to watch over me. I'm a little lamb lost and a lamb who's lost. In the words, you know, I remember something. I remember when I was a very young girl, I used to wander the grounds of Belle Reve. And when the wind would blow through the trees, I would be struck by that truth. That horrible truth that sometimes life can paper over, but it's always there. That truth that we are all victims of time. That murderer. I would be running so free in those woods. The wind would blow, and I would look up, and the bony hand of death would just touch my shoulder. I've always been a little preoccupied with time, as if I had a grandfather clock in my ear, tick-tock, 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 you know, and so on and so forth. To live in time is probably too honest for most people, and perhaps that included moi. The only thing that can beat time, love. But sometimes even love isn't enough, and you just want to, stick a pin in your eye. But for a while he lived, my dead husband, Alan, he took time out of the equation of my life. He solved the horrible riddle. The people who love us, as Alan loved me, allow us to live in our own sense of time with a modicum of peace, you know? Yeah, I think I live outside of time. I really do. I think I'm the same age as when I arrived. Not really, but kind of, you know.
They had been staying with each other from the beginning.
Stop. Oh, God. My breasts are sagging. So I am aging. My pert breasts have fallen down like a Bourbon Street drunk. Which is okay, but because I am post-sexual. When I first arrived here, the doctors told me I was a nymphomaniac. And I looked them right in the eyes and I said, yes, doctor, I know lots of nymphomaniacs back home and they're all men. And they just laughed. But Dr. Blanton, he loved to talk to me about my sexuality, and when he did, his eyes would just glow, you know. And I would be like, I would be like, stop it, you know. Just stop. He would try to hide that from me, but you can't hide such things as that from Blanche Dubois. Oh no. I can actually feel the rise in a man's desire. It's as simple as watching a cake rise in the oven. It filled me with terror and desire because it was barely manageable for the man, you know. Yeah, all the sad men. Oh God, desire, death. Desire, death, desire, death, desire, death. I am so happy to be post-sexual. Oh my God. And so unhappy. Mr. Samuel Beckett, the great Irish poet, writer, he said, can't and must. That is my situation, and I know that feeling. Oh my God, how I know that feeling. Speaking of God, I'm hungry. My kingdom for some crinkle fries. Sometimes food is all you have, you know?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I said no!
Yeah. I am one of those death-struck people. When my mama died, I did not call the death wagon for 8 hours. I crawled into bed with her, and I read her Emily Dickinson, all the death poems. And then I laid my head on her shoulder, and I confessed to all my madness and to all my shenanigans, which we have already discussed, but yes, I confessed directly into my mama's steady. It was the most honest and truthful I have ever been with my mother. That is a confession. Y'all are the first to know. And then I looked into her dead eyes. And I kissed her dead lips. No, Mama. not told even the doctors who pry into my brains that. Y'all are the first to know. Oh, Dr. Blanton, he had no insight and he could not have helped me, but Dr. Steiner, he could. He was a young Jewish fellow who has moved on to brighter pastures, less depressing pastures, because what could be more depressing than tending to mad people in the middle of a swamp asking nothing? Oh, but he had insight and he was smart and kind and he was so beautiful. I wanted him desperately, which interfered with our sessions together in a dramatic way, because I said to him one day, I said, Dr. Steiner, take me back to my room and make me believe in love again. He said, no. Blanche. Oh, but he was brilliant, and I was mad for him. I was a very sexual being. Some of us are, some of us less so, but for me it was a madness approaching insanity. You know what I like to do sometimes? I should not tell you that. That's funny. Okay, I'll tell you. Sometimes when I'm lonely, I like to use the modern vernacular, I like to rub one out. I like to masturbate. And sometimes Miss Collins, the nighttime orderly, she will watch me through that window over there, and I'll just turn my whole body towards it, and I go, I give her a big time shove. Oh, God. I do that because it is sometimes for the best to be perceived as a sexual being. Even in a place like this, it's important to sometimes be desired. But no more a dead sexuality. Time again, taking what it wants, vindictive old time. Time is the real rapist. I think this is too honest. What made me? That's the question. Was there a God involved? And did this God give me the desire to be ground to dust while having sex? See, I think you, when you hear me babble on like this, you are convinced of my suitability for this place, that I am, in fact, crazy. But what if I'm not? What if I'm just too honest? Did you ever think of that? No, probably not. It's much easier to get into the simple assumptions and the definitions of a person, like that this one is crazy, this one's an nymphomaniac, this one is, red, this one is blue, this one is queer, this one is heterosexual, and on it goes. When a new doctor comes in, they always bring my file with them, and at the top of my file is my chief identifier to them, rape victim. And then they move on to my sexual dysfunction.
You lied to me, Blanche. You lied to me.
And then my delusions and my hallucinogenic episodes, which, by the way, are just fractures in time. And why is that my fault? That's what I want to ask you. Why? No, it's not me. But that's me, you see. That's all of me. That's me in a file. But that's not really me. No, It's not. You know, all the sad identifiers, the need to define someone, to tell somebody what they are, you know, to tell them what stories they can tell. Here in this asylum, I have been told relentlessly who I am. But I, being deeply stubborn, I reject this incomplete diagnosis, and I reject, in fact, all labels. Why do I do that? Out of convenience, or to argue, or to prove a point? No! I reject all labels because they are generally inaccurate and not true. Or as my dead homosexual husband, Alan, used to say, I wish knowing myself would be as easy as your words, Blanche. Life would be so simple. But there's nothing simple about the soul. What difference? This chatter is out of fashion. Yes, my sister. Where is she? I hope she brings me some cookies. She is a fabulous baker, my sister. And she has put on weight. My sister is so radically sensual and beautiful in that common everyday way. You know, that sort of common everyday beauty that just takes your breath away? Oh, yeah. That's my sister. But she has become, you know, plump as a housefrau, but I know why well enough. She wants to keep him off of her. I worry so much about her in that place, Stella. Save thyself, Stella! 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 To see Stanley Kowalski was to stare at the sun. He was so beautiful in that manly way, and he walked around like he could make you see colors if he sexed you. That did not happen to me. I saw no colors because I was being raped. Anyway, let's go for a moonlight swim. Can we go moonlight swim out to the old rock quarry, you know? Sylvia Plath killed herself. Why? My God. You don't know, do you? No, you don't know because you're probably not there, but let's stop talking about that. I was talking about the old rock quarry. I used to really give myself away down by the old rock quarry. If you plied me with a little dandelion wine, no, not dandelion wine, fuck that. If you plied me with a little whiskey, you could have your way with me. Oh my God, because whiskey did not play fair. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh God. It was the closeness. It was the intimacy, you know? The intimacy. That for a second, for a brief respite could make me forget that I pushed my husband to suicide. And if I had my orgasm at just the right time, I could, for a brief second, forgive myself. Oh my God, I'm a spectacle. I'm sorry. I used to love to get fucked on the cliffs of the old rock quarry. And if somebody was staring and watching from behind the bush, it was so much better. I want to say that the more shame there was in the act, the better I felt. But that's not 100% true. There was pleasure involved for sure. But the truth is, I really liked to be punished. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop. My dead husband, Alan, he was delicate as a Fabergé egg. No, God damn it. See, my anger flows from the inability of words to come close to conveying the truth of Alan's delicacy. Inadequate words. Inadequate me. The truth is, I never satisfied him. He had the delicacy, the kind of delicacy that had to be seen, it had to be gazed upon, you know. Sometimes he would let his hair just flop over his forehead, and occasionally he would just let it fall over one eye. A delicious invitation. But not to me. No, not to me. No. Only when there were boys about. He was a fag, I suppose. No, you were! You were! Stop lying to me! I saw you with him! I saw you! I heard him first. And then I peeked into the room. And I watched for a bit. And while I was watching, I realized that you were probably me. And that's why I said those horrible things to you on the dance floor, probably. Because if you were me, what else could I do but hate you? I was incapable of understanding the foundational truth of a soul and how that truth should never be altered. Never. I wasn't strong enough for you. I'm sorry. He was a terrible lover. Oh, he was. You were! Oh, God. But what difference did it make when you gave me so much love? It didn't matter. No, it did not matter. So I will die here. Alone in this cell. And death is death. No redemption. It's just death. It's just the end. And on my tombstone it shall read, "Here lies Blanche Dubois." Wannabe writer. Wannabe drunk. Wanna be loved. I was nothing. I have arrived at that terrible place that some human beings come to when they realize that it didn't matter if they lived or died or if they were there or not. And that is a cliff. And you just look over the cliff into the abyss, and then you just step off and you fall and see all the days of your life. No, not all the days of your life. You just see the important bits, actually. Just the important bits. And you land, unfortunately, on your fucking feet. Still alive. That was nothing. No. You were Blanche Dubois. What was it that Tennessee said? Oh, yes. Beauty of the mind, the richness of the spirit, tenderness of the heart. And I have all those things. Aren't taken away, but grow. How strange that I should be called a destitute woman when I have all these treasures locked in my heart. You see, Blanche, you were something. Yes, you were. You stared down the pig and you told an odd and hardly respected truth, but a truth nonetheless. And he tried to kill that in you. He tried to kill your poetry, your sensitivity, your sensibility, but he could not because he didn't have the courage of his convictions. Rapist! But I, old and sad Blanche, I was decent. And I will die an anonymous death here in this place. And I suppose this is a last chance at coherence and clarity, understanding, before my mind just flies away. Stella, come in, sister. Oh, I thought you were my sister.
No, I'm not your sister.
No.
How are we today?
I'm fine, Dr. Joy. She insists on me calling her Dr. Joy. I don't
Who are you talking to?
How has your day been?
Fine, thank you. Who are you talking to?
You know.
No, I don't know.
There?
There is another delusion. We've talked about this many times.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. And how are the headaches?
What headaches?
The headaches.
Oh, fine. No problem. My head feels fine. I feel fine. Are you sure they're not there?
Positive. Dreams, nightmares, etc.
Not even one, etc. No.
So,
How is your husband, Dr. Joy?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, good.
Now regarding medication.
No, thank you. I would like to live out the rest of my days with my own emotional life. Thank you. I'm perfectly fine dying in this place.
What place?
This room, of course.
I see. However, we must face the fact that you are quite ill.
But am I really? I don't think I'm ill at all. What is it you're giving?
Yes, quite. You are, in fact, quite insane. We've talked about this.
Well, you can't say that to me. No, you cannot. Where did you get your bedside manner? Doesn't that violate some sort of code of ethics? You are insane. Well, you know what I think? I think you are quite insane. That's what I think. What do you think of that? You are. Where is Dr. Steiner? I like him. He was kind and not cruel. Where is Dr. Steiner? Can you answer a question for me?
Of course.
Can you get Taco Tuesdays back on the menu? I would like a taco, and it's not wrong for me to want a taco, to crave something. You crave things, don't you? It's not wrong for me to crave things.
I cannot reinstate Taco Tuesday because there never was a Taco Tuesday.
Of course there was. There was. Okay, if I can't have a taco, can I get chicken fried steak with cream gravy and Texas toast and some crispy French fries? I would love that. I really would.
That would not be good for you, being pre-diabetic.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it doesn't matter to anyone. I see no one, and no one sees me. I'm clearly all alone, so why not just let me kill myself with food?
Sweetheart, you're fat.
No, I'm not fat. No. Okay, I might be plump, but I'm not what you said, and at least I'm not, cruel. You are cruel. And where did you get your license to practice medicine? You know what? Do medical schools just go around the country looking for the most cruel and sadistic people they can find and train them to be doctors? Is that what's going on here? Christ!
Mr. McNeil.
So this, can I talk to you about this shadow that followed me all my life? This shadow followed me.
Mr. McNeil.
No, then seriously, the shadow that has always followed me and is whispering into my ear, even as we speak, into my bad ear, my left ear, suicide. Can you stop the whispering, Dr. Cruelty? Can you? When I was raped,
You were not raped.
Of course, I was raped. I was raped. He tried to scald me. He tried to alter me just as you're doing now, you monster. I am what I am, and that is completely consistent with how I want to live my life and who I am. And that is not a trifling consideration. No, it is the prime consideration. The prime consideration, he raped me.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You were not raped because you are not Blanche Dubois.
That is an astounding assertion.
You are Tim McNeil.
No, I'm not.
Tim McNeil.
No, I am not. I am Blanche Dubois. I was raised at Bellevue. I have a sister named Stella. I am oversexed and crazy.
Please take off the wig.
What wig? Wig on?
Take it off.
No. No, don't come near me. Please stop it. You're cruel. You're a beast. Stop it. No, don't. No.
Give it to me.
No, I will not. It's mine.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Good. No way. No way.
No.
You are
positively out of your mind, Mr. McNeil.
Who is this McNeil? I don't know any McNeil. I'm an old woman and you should treat me with respect and stop manhandling me. I deserve respect is what the truth is.
Yes, finita la commedia.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
You know what it means.
No, I don't. Chekhov? No, please, not Chekhov. No, not Chekhov. Nina, Sonia, Masha, Olga, Nina, Sonia, Masha, Olga, Nina, Sonia, Masha, Olga, Nina, yeah. I may have misrepresented myself. Not wholly, but just a little bit, But who does? That's the question I want to ask you. Who is honest enough and truthful enough to completely represent themselves in a truthful and honest way? It's a real question. It is a valid question. I am an ambassador to my own life. All madness all the time, and to what end? Love. Learning how to love, to learn how to love, that's my life's work, it is. She kissed me. That was wrong. I've always had one foot in, one foot out, always half in, half out. It's all the middle class trauma. You say, what middle class trauma is there? There's no trauma in the middle class. Of course there is. There's trauma, lots in the middle class. When I was young, I was running outside. I was so free. And my best friend Gary, he said to me, do you want to go to the 7-Eleven? And I said, well, I have to ask my mom. And he said, okay. And I ran inside and I said, Mama? No answer. And I went back into the back of the house and I walked into my parents' bedroom and I said, Mama? No answer. And I noticed that the bathroom door was closed. And I opened the door and there was my mama taking a long hot soak in the tub. And God forbid me, but I couldn't stop looking at her breasts. I was transfixed. It was ridiculous. And my mom said, what is it, honey? And staring at her breast, I said, Gary wants me to go to the 7-Eleven. Can I go? And she slowly just reached her hand over to the side of the tub and she took a washcloth and she gently draped it across her breast. She said, "Sure you can, honey. Just be safe." Just be safe. Mama! Can you come rub some Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest? Ma? Oh, God. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Love. My life's work. I have tombstones in my brain. I am one of those death-struck people.
Early this morning, when you knocked on my
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Have a safe journey home.